Morning, everybody, on this fine Sunday morning. Can you believe we've already had 1 week of 2023 go past? Hope you set some goals for the year and that you've started them fast, because that's what we want to do. We want to start goals fast and we want to end strong. That's how we finish and do anything, right? Start fast, finish strong, get things completed. Okay, so I hope you're on track of doing things for yourself. Here with some coffee. I got another one of my daughter's Hogwarts cups. I said she has a big collection, not as big as my collection, but hers, a lot of the Harry Potter, Hogwarts related, and a few others. But grabbed one of her Hogwarts cups this morning. I hope you are enjoying a beverage of your choice, whether you join me live or you join this later. I hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Remember, please, let's interact. Put comments, questions, whatever you like in the comments. I'll be answering those. Share this around with other people you think might enjoy it. Appreciate that as well. This morning I wanted to talk about the SHOT Show. Now, next Sunday, I'm not going to be here at 8 because I'm going to be on an airplane. I'm going to be heading down to Vegas and spending the week in Vegas at the SHOT Show. And I'll be doing some lives from down in Vegas. I don't know if I'll be doing them from my hotel room every morning, possibly. Might be doing some lives from around the SHOT Show with my phone and different things like that. So we're going to have some fun down there in Vegas. Probably be filming some other YouTube videos and stuff like I do while I'm down there as well, because I just like having different locations when I'm filming some of those for my YouTube channels. So it's going to be a fun time. Now, some people are very familiar with the SHOT Show. Some of you watching maybe have been there. If you're going to be there this year, I hope we can hook up and connect. I've actually gotten to see some good old friends from years back at the SHOT Show, in these last couple of years, and hoping to see some again this year. But what is the SHOT Show? I mean, it's a huge, gigantic sporting, hunting, firearms type trade show. Last year was a little down because of the COVID. Previous years, had over 60,000 people, and it is just humongous. I mean, some of the booths are as big as small houses. I mean, literally, they make them double storied. So, I mean, they got all this area down here, and then you go up the stairs, and they got offices constructed. I mean, these are just the booths for some of these giant companies, like Glock Firearms is one that had a giant upstairs and downstairs booth. And, so fantastic show for that industry. I'm going down there to help Reflex Protect. Reflex Protect had a table last year. And again, we don't have one of the giant booths like, a Glock or a Colt or a Smith & Wesson or a Gerber Knives and all these big giant places have. But, there's the huge auditorium. But then there are just a ton of rooms in the convention center that have smaller tables and booths, like, regular smaller trade shows. And so, we have one of those. We have one of your standard size tables and booths. Going to be a lot of fun. And Reflex Protect asked me to come down there and help them with that. Good morning, Jay. Good to see you here. So during the show, I'm going to be helping man the booth for Reflex Protect. We're going to be rotating who's at the booth doing stuff. At times I might be out wandering around, checking things out. Last year, one of the radio stations interviewed me, and I went and did a live interview for a radio station. It was a Montana radio station. We did it live from there, back up here for Montana. I'll be doing a book signing down there. Reflex Protect is going to be giving away some of the Survive a Shooting books. And so I'll be down there doing some book signings, and we're going to be giving away some Survive a Shooting books, as well as some of the Reflex Protect packages and products. So, yeah, it's just going to be a really fun time. I don't know for sure who's going to be there. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to talk about it on this. If you know somebody that's going to be at SHOT, let's hook up. Love meeting people face to face. And, I've met Tony Blauer there one year. I met, got to see Chuck Norris again one year. And, he had a huge line standing there to see him and meet him. And I was working. I couldn't stand in a big, long line, but fortunately, I was able to still hook up with him and talk about an old friend of his, Howard Jackson, who had been with him previously when I had met him. And sadly, we've lost him from cancer. But, I wanted to just tell Chuck that the book I have that he signed on one of those previous meetings, I also had Howard Jackson sign it inside because there were pictures of Howard and Chuck in the pictures inside. And no one else knew who Howard Jackson was. It was so funny because everybody's flocking to Chuck, get him to sign the book and talk with. And, I'm sitting there with my wife. And I'm like, that's Howard Jackson over there. And Howard used to travel with Chuck as security and help out. And, my wife didn't recognize him either, obviously. He's not being a martial artist. And I was like, come up, no, Mr. Jackson, I'm a fan of yours, also a martial artist. And we started talking and chatting. And then I said, why don't we do this? And I opened up the book and found a picture of him. I said, could you sign that picture? So the book signed by Chuck Norris and signed by Howard Jackson is a pretty cool book in my sign collection. And so it was neat to, at the SHOT Show, to reminisce about that and reminisce about Howard Jackson, who was a good friend of Chuck Norris's and a great fighter, great martial artist. Hello, Vicki. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. So, I met Lou Ferrigno one time at the SHOT Show. He was there. It was sort of cool. I've been a fan of the Hulk and bodybuilding when I was a kid. Him and Arnold were the two icons back in the 70s. They did the Pumping Iron movie about Arnold and about Lou. And I had a chance to meet Arnold years ago, but, I finally had a chance to meet Lou Ferrigno at a SHOT Show, which was really cool. And it's just neat to go around and see all the different products and innovations that are going on in the firearms, knives, hunting, camping, outdoors, tactical. It's pretty incredible. If you have any interest in those kind of things, it's just like, wow. And the thing is, you can't just go down there. So if you're watching me and think, I'm just going to go to Vegas for the weekend and go to the SHOT, they don't just let anybody in. You can't just buy a ticket and go in and wander around. You actually have to have a reason to be there and be with a company or something that's tactical or related to one of the fields to get in. It's not just an open show to the public. I'm going to be there because, Reflex Protect is actually, in the industry and has a table. So I'll be wearing a badge with Reflex Protect. But if you're in Vegas, and you're not at the SHOT Show, hook me, bring me up. We can meet outside, have lunch, have dinner, get to know each other. So that's always cool too. And a friend of mine, Scott, we were not able to hook up and meet last year when I was in Vegas, and we're hoping to meet up this year because, he lives down there. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's just a little bit about SHOT Show and why I probably won't have a show next Sunday because I'll be flying and different things. And then, who knows, I might have a late little show from the hotel or something when we get to Vegas. We'll just see how it goes. So let's move on to something else. I'm always reading. I like to talk. I'm going to be talking about books that I read on this show frequently. One of the books I'm reading right now is Discipline Equals Freedom by Jocko. Now, I have read this book before. Actually, I've read it twice. I have the original version that I got when it first came out. I got a signed copy of that one. And then this expanded edition came out, and I had to get it because I wanted to just see what was new added. And I read the expanded edition. And now I'm reading the expanded edition again. Why? Because I enjoy it and it's motivational. It's a quick, easy read to read at the beginning of the year to kick you in the butt, make sure that you are disciplined and you're getting things done. And I'll show you. It's an easier read. You can see it's not just hugely text. You can read it fairly quickly. And they're these short little lessons, usually just a few pages long, about a certain topic. And I enjoy it because it's a good kick in the butt to make sure that you stay disciplined. And so that is a book I recommend for good motivation. Get out of bed, do it. He's basically, one of the chapters is saying, you want to lose weight? Lose weight. You want to get up early? Get up early. You want to succeed? Succeed, right? We just got to do it. Okay. And sometimes that's harder to do than it is to say. And that's why reading something like this helps your discipline, because discipline can wane. Okay. And, there are studies, we can be more disciplined in the morning than we are at night. And that's why we can get up in the morning, we can exercise, we can eat healthy, we can just get a lot done. And then, at night, It's like, I'm going to watch some TV and, oh, that bag of chips is so tempting. Our discipline will wane out later in the day. And there's studies that show that. And part of it is because as we're disciplined and we're using our discipline throughout the day, it can get weaker. It gets tired, if you want to say it. Just like lifting heavy weights all day. If you're doing it all day, you're going to be tired at night. Being disciplined throughout the day, you get tired at night and not as disciplined. And so we can work on that, exercise that, and be better. And then we can be more disciplined in our life. It is just like anything else. The more you practice being disciplined, the better you can be, and the more you can accomplish in your fitness goals, in your safety goals, in your relationship goals, in whatever goals you have. Because to accomplish the most, we're going to be disciplined to do it. Okay. And we want to be disciplined in our training and in our safety studies. Okay. It's so easy to skip that and ignore that, especially if we're tired or we're doing other things. And we don't want to do that. It can be lazy and not disciplined, or just not thinking to not lock our doors. Most burglars go through unlocked doors. Okay. So we can be disciplined to do those things that will keep us safe. Okay. It can be, we can make sure that we park where their light is, or we can add, oh, I don't want to find somebody to walk me out to my car. Yeah, I know it's way out in the fringe area, which I've talked about fringe areas being more dangerous. It's the area where criminals sort of like to hang out and get people. Yeah, I know I parked my car out in the fringe area, and I know it got dark while I was here in the movie theater or in the store, but I don't want to bother somebody. I'm going to go out and walk out there alone. Oh, I got a text. I'm going to be texting as I walk out to my car. I know I'm not paying attention, but, I want to text back immediately because I don't think my friend can wait the few minutes for me to get safe. And now you're an easy target. You want to be disciplined. Like, no, I'm going to get somebody to walk me out. Okay. Or if I am going to walk alone, I'm going to have my head up. I'm going to be observant. I'm going to walk with purpose. I'm not going to be all distracted like this. And I'm going to be a harder target. Okay. So we want to be disciplined to do some of these things. I want to say good morning to Robin. Appreciate you being here. Okay. So discipline is a key to, I think, almost everything in life. And so does Jocko. And Jocko's a great person to listen to. He's done a lot, a pretty sharp guy. And it's not that discipline makes you, oh my God, I don't want to live like that. No, look at the book. Discipline equals freedom. When you are disciplined, it gives you more freedom to do everything in life. Hey, Steve. Hi there, Alan. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well. Appreciate you being on here and saying hi. Hope the year is starting out great. Okay. So, that's why I like this book. He's not talking this. Yeah, it's hard, but discipline helps you accomplish things and makes you live more free. I'm going to try to look at, I'm going to read just a tiny little bit here from one of the way of discipline. The discipline, the root of all good qualities, the driver of daily execution. Isn't that what I was just talking about? Everything gets done because of discipline. The core principle that overcomes laziness and lethargy and excuses. Discipline defeats the infinite excuses that say, not today, not now, I need a rest, I will do it tomorrow. What's the heck? How do you become stronger, smarter, faster, healthier? How do you become better? How do you achieve true freedom? There's only one way, the way of discipline. I love that. And, if you can get this on Kindle, you can get it in a bookstore. It's an easy read, but it's a motivational read to kick your butt into executing and getting more done and accomplishing what you want. Because remember, when we talked about goals, talked about supporting our kids yesterday with their goals, they have to be your goals, have to be your kids' goals that you support. Well, discipline is the key to accomplishing what you want to accomplishing. It's the key to staying safe. It's the key to succeeding. It's the key to just about anything. Because without discipline, what are we going to all just be couch potatoes watching TV? because it's great, because we got 1 billion shows on 100 million channels to flood our mind with whatever. And not that I don't watch some TV shows. I do. Might watch more than I need to. But I'll tell you, getting out and doing stuff is way better than watching other people do stuff. Thank you for that, Jeffrey. Amen, brother. I appreciate that. Appreciate you being here. So those are the things I wanted to talk a little bit about today. I just wanted to share the book, talk about discipline, discuss the SHOT Show where I'm heading next Sunday. You know, the show doesn't start Sunday, but I'm traveling Sunday, so I can get to Vegas early, get set up. It was, and have some fun in Vegas, as well as a lot of work, at the show, making sure that, we get Reflex Protect's word out there. Get some word out about my books and the trainings, because I do some active shooter training and the conflict communication trainings with Reflex Protect as well. So, hopefully we'll, make a big splash and really help grow the business, the training opportunities. So that's why we're going down there. Again, if you're going to be at SHOT, somebody going to be at SHOT, let's hook up, touch bases, so we can say hi in person while we're there. And if I have no questions or other comments, I'm going to say goodbye for today. I got a lot to get done. I got some work to do. I got the dog that I want to take up in the mountains today and get a walk with him and do some different stuff. So one last time, discipline equals freedom. Be disciplined. And if you want a good little assistance with it, can't recommend this book enough. It's just a fun, quick read to tell you to get up and get going and get things done. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a fantastic Sunday. We'll see you tomorrow morning.